Hey TOK class, I just thought I'd come on here and give you a quick video. This whole section is just an intro to the TOK presentation. I've included a few resources, so please take the time to look at them. Some of them are geared towards teachers, but I thought I'd put them up there anyways. You guys can kind of read through them and see kind of what's going on. In a nutshell, for TOK, for the whole course, year 1 and year 2, you need to complete a presentation with a presentation planning page, and you need to complete an essay, but you cannot start your essay until you have the titles. There's 6 titles offered to you, and those are not available till September. So the essay has to be done in first semester of your year 2. The way the marks break down is your presentation and planning page is worth 1/3 of your mark, and your essay, and you have different times where you have to log on and do a little bit of a journal and an interaction. That's worth 2/3 of your mark. And I've put below the rubric for TOK in general, and in the one saying TOK essay and presentation, they go into a little more detail. But you can see that TOK, just like EE and I believe CAS, goes by letter grades. So it's a little bit different than the 7 grade scale that every other course is. And basically, as far as diploma goes, you have to get an average of at least a D between the presentation and the essay. So you can't fail either TOK, CAS, or EE. That being said, you're unlikely to do that. It's not impossible, of course. There's always a possibility that you can do that, but you're very unlikely to do that, especially if you keep in contact and do the things that you need to do. So don't worry too much about that. Some of you are going to get worried because you're thinking, I need to get an A or I need to get this and this. Mr. Keeley, if you have any more questions about like what it means with your diploma, but Mr. Keeley, I believe you can get a maximum of 3 points added to your diploma for all 3 of these things. And but they usually bet on you getting 1 point for all 3. I think that's the way it goes. But I'll double check with Mr. Keeley when I get a chance. So in other words, they assume that you won't do well when they're tabulating your points, but you can, with good effort, probably get about a +2. So what we're working on this week is we're working on knowledge questions. You should have already got the assignment yesterday, and you might have already started to work on that. Your topic that you choose to write a first and second order knowledge question about needs to be in the news. It has to be an event, but it can't be related to COVID-19. So there's lots of other things happening in the world, as I'm sure makes sense logically, but we're not always hearing about them. So you have to do a little bit of digging to kind of figure that out. Yeah, it could be related to sports, or it could be even related to entertainment, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of work if it's entertainment to figure out a knowledge question. So in a nutshell, a knowledge question should sort of guide you towards thinking about what is the essence of knowledge and how do we know what we know. So when you're looking at an event, maybe there's something in that they've delivered some information that makes you wonder, how do they get this data, and is this reliable, or is this perspective different than this perspective, and how do I weigh in on which is the correct? Okay, so we're going to start doing this, working on knowledge questions and real life situations at the same time. So a real life situation, really quick, trying to keep this under 5 minutes, probably going to go under 6. Real life situation is something that you're going to use to start your thinking for your presentation. And your real life situation can be something personal. It can be something that happened to you. You burnt your finger at the stove, and it kind of led you into this inquiry about things. So even having experience of being colorblind, something like this, where you start to question, what is it? How can we trust our senses, and what is knowledge? So the real life situation should be something that interests you. It should be something that generates critical thinking and generates big ideas. But what I'm focusing on first is just understanding what is a knowledge question and what's the difference between asking a first order and second order knowledge question, just so that you can get those ideas down first. So if you have any questions about this week's assignment, please email or comment on the group so everyone can see. I know there's something wrong maybe with the Google Doc I just tried to share, so I will try and fix that. And I hope you guys are all healthy and that you're washing your hands and that, you know, you're feeling still patient and all of the rest. Okay, take care. Bye.